You know what, Sonic Boom? You want to be like the Simpsons? Why don't you kill off a main character? How about that? Alright? Okay. I'm glad your robo skills have improved, but I've kept your... hope you kept up with your studies as well. No, fuck studying. Oh, but you never get to the police squad. Shut up, Mom! I don't, who's I wanted to join the police? Do I look like a police officer? No, I want to be a fighting robot man. Also, how dare you assume that I was going to be part of the police? You have to be on your way. Is that, I mean, is that all there is in this world, just to be a police officer? Like, come on. Like, come on. I have too much money and nowhere to spend it. So, I guess I'll just die. I don't know. God damn it. Oh no. Today's your first day?
Yes, I am a student here at the school for little baby children. That's me.
Of course you will. Cuckoo up. Okay. Did I already address this? Because her sprite does not have an eye patch, but her this sprite here, the other half of her face is in shadow, but it looks like she has an eye patch. So it's like, what? Excuse me, I have to go carry my big long ponytail back to the classroom. Okay, bye. So in other news, I watched the Gymquisition. So as you know, I am a very sophisticated, smarty pants individual. Which means that I've also seen the video where he reveals to the public. I need to actually look at this Kickstarter, but the Kickstarter. Oh, there she is. She has both her eyes. What was I thinking? I was getting her confused with Zigbar. Hey, they have similar color schemes. I was looking at the Gym's video on the Kickstarter for Enchanted Realms, which the internet knows by now is like a Cuphead ripoff. Now, to the untrained eye, minds, whatever you want to call it, it's not really a rip-off since it's inspired by Cuphead, as what they claim on the Kickstarter. Hey, we were inspired by Cuphead and we wanted to, do our own spin on this thing. Here's the thing. Cuphead still exists. You can still go buy Cuphead. There's DLC coming for Cuphead. Cuphead hasn't gone anywhere. So, we don't need a spiritual successor. So, in my opinion, it only comes off as like... Oh shit, I didn't need to go in here. I think I just left school for no reason. It only comes off as like somehow trying to ride on the success of Cuphead. And I will say this. I know that Cuphead doesn't own the 1930s style, but when they did it, they gave it their all. They hand drew everything, and they painted the backgrounds and they imported them. They made it look like fluid and nice and all this like extra stuff that they didn't have to do, but they did. Enchanted Realms has the aesthetic for sure, but where am I going? I finally found where I'm supposed to be. Thanks for the warm up. Yeah. I got so lost, and I walked around for 40 years and 40 nights. That was a warm up. I'm spent. Wow, this guy's really something. I decided that's Tina's voice. Who are you? What are I? I haven't seen you around. Yeah, I'm just a guy with a necklace and a purple t-shirt. You have really no idea who I am. Well, they leave this pretty rise and flowing locks. And I still have no idea who I am. The hunter. I'm looking for Liv. Liv, why? because of Robo champions. That's how she goes. That's cool. That's what I say.
Well, why? What business do we haven't lived anywhere?
Oh, I don't see it there. Quick whoop. So, Cuphead has the aesthetic for sure. Nobody owns like the idea of using that aesthetic, but Cuphead does own, in my opinion, using that aesthetic combined with the jump and shoot, run and gun style game. So when somebody else does it, all it's gonna look like is a ripoff. And the other thing is, I think I heard. I'm not sure if this is true or not. I need to look at the actual Kickstarter before I start saying this shit. But I heard that there's only one artist for Enchanted Realms, which is usually a bad sign when we're talking about like Kickstarter scams. And also, it's flash animated. Like, there's a lot of effort in their trailer, but I think they borrowed way too much from Cuphead. Like, they could have made a different kind of run and gun game, but they just made a boss oriented, or a game that focuses on bosses, and you know, that whole thing that Cuphead already did and is doing to this day. So it's just kind of weird seeing a different game with the same exact mechanics. Like, they have running gun segments, they have aerial segments, they have a lot of their bosses are just weird parallels of the Cuphead bosses. Like, instead of the giant robot created by the scientist guy, it's like giant cow in space, but there's still like flying segments. So, and the way they shoot is the same as Cuphead. The way they jump and parry is the same. It's like, this is, I get it, you were inspired to make this, but you didn't make something that's unique to you. You just, it's like, what's this like? It's like, if I could turn back the clock, it's like, God, it's like Bubsy trying to move on like Sonic and Mario's turf. Like, there aren't enough platformers with, you know, edgy anthropomorphic animal characters. So here's our character. We're trying to get in on this too. It's like, stop. What are you doing? You fucking jerk. And that's kind of how I feel about Enchanted Realms. Like, some people who are optimistic would say, well, I do like Cuphead because it uses this aesthetic and the gameplay is fun. What's wrong with another game trying to use those same ideas to make their game? The thing is, there isn't anything wrong, but I still see it as a ripoff because it's not like Banjo-Kazooie or I don't know, what's another game? Bloodstained. It's not like that case, or Castlevania's case. It's not like that because the thing is, we're never probably gonna see a Castlevania game, or like a real game. Excuse me. Who the fuck cares about Castlevania Mobile? And we're never gonna see a Banjo-Kazooie game ever again. So when we're talking about spiritual successors, that's when we get things like Bloodstained, Ukulele, and that kind of stuff. Those things are welcome because the thing that inspired it is gone. Like, we're not gonna get those anymore. So those are welcome, but it's not like Studio MDHR is gone forever, and Cuphead, you can't buy Cuphead on like online stores anymore or anything like that. So that game as an existence seems kind of pointless. It's like, well, at this point you're just trying to, you know, cash in on the craze, the Cuphead craze. I don't even know how I'm going with this, but they want it to come off as like a flattering thing. You know, they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery, but like Cuphead isn't going anywhere, and it hasn't gone anywhere. It's like you can still play it. You know, it's not gone. What's the point? And here's the thing: they could have made a different genre too. They could have gone the extra mile and also hand drawn their stuff. But oh my god, why is everything so open ended? Like, there's no, it's just like, hey, go here. There's no map. There's no anything that tells you where to freaking go. God, like, there's no Navi that tells you like, hey, maybe you should check out this. It's just like, well, those characters talked for 5 minutes and now you don't know what to do. Whatever. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with using the aesthetic, because it is a fun aesthetic to use, especially for a 2D game. You know, I don't know what, I can't think of any games off the top of my head that also have done it, but they could have done it for a different genre. Like, as soon as I was finished with Cuphead, I thought I would love to play a RPG, like a Mario and Luigi style RPG with 1930s cartoon aesthetic. Like, that would be fun as hell. But I don't think there's anything wrong with using that aesthetic. I think there is something wrong with doing the exact same thing another game did. It's just kind of weird. Like, why? It's like if you know, Super Smash Bros is still going on strong. Actually, no, this is a different case. There's what you would call Smash clones, like, all the time. Ones that come to mind are Brawlhalla, that's a thing. The Ubisoft game. There's a fairly recent game that I just heard about called Brawl Out. It's also got, well, first of all, that game pissed me off because I thought it was a game with mostly indie game characters, but no, it's a Smash clone with mostly OCs, like just like anthropomorphic, like frog, like nomad looking characters, and the Dead Cells guy is there, and the Guacamelee guy is there, and the Hyperlight Drifter guy is there. But that made me think that the whole game was gonna have indie game characters, and it's free to play, and those characters rotate out, which means you won't get to play them right away. It's annoying. Alright, what are we doing? What Mount Zephyr? Why? But anyway, and there's also Indie Pogo, which is a game with, which is what I thought Brawl Out was gonna be, which is Indie Pogo is a game with mostly indie game characters, and it's kind of Super Smash Bros.y, but it has its own spin that I don't really know how to explain. It's got a gimmick where every character kind of like pogos, like they automatically jump, and you have to attack like that, and it's weird. But it's different, at least. It's got its own like art style. It's not just like, you know, 3D models punching each other. It has a style that fits the animation of the characters from the games that they came from, and that makes sense, and that's fine. But you know, Enchanted Realms doesn't really do anything different. It's just, hey, we like that game, so we're gonna make a game exactly like that. It's like, but why? Why would you? Anyway, that game's not just gonna straight up come out. So I don't think I'm not gonna be mad if it does. I'm just gonna be surprised. Also, here's the thing. Even though that was just the teaser trailer for the Kickstarter, the bosses that are animated don't quite look part of their stages that they're in. Like, I'm looking at the one for like the Chihuahua dog boss. He's kind of just floating against the background of that stage, and it doesn't look quite good. It's not like, you know, the carrot in the background of Cuphead. He's in the patch. He's animated over the patch, and all the characters are like animated on, or I guess they're grounded on different like layers of the stage, the hand-drawn like stage, and it looks a lot better. And every boss in Enchanted Realms kind of just like looks like that, and it doesn't look quite good. I guess it needs a lot to be polished, but yeah, here's the other thing. If it is true that it's being animated by, or there's only like one art person on the team, then that's gotta be rough. Even if the game meets its goal, for one person it's gonna take a long time. Hey, that's not cool, bro. Hey, stop. Hey, stop. He's over the lava, which is no bueno. See, all I gotta do is just time him out. And, yeah, okay. And, what else? Shit. Oh god, it takes a lot of damage. Okay, I need to go super mode here. Crap, dude. Well, whatever. And this is my opinion, but the Flash does not look good for, you know, that kind of style. And it shows that they weren't really even... They put effort in, for sure, to make it look a lot like Cuphead, even though it's not. But they also didn't match the effort of Cuphead to, like, you know, make it look worth anything. Like, that was a passion thing, I would say. They knew the art directors of Cuphead. There's more than one. I know one of them is Justin. I followed him on what's it called, Tumblr, to like keep up with the updates for the game. God damn it. And yeah, it's more than just him, and that's what makes it a lot less suspicious. Because here's the other thing. I also think that it could definitely be a scam. I've watched a lot of DJ Slope's kick scammers videos and how to spot like a potential scam. Oh shit! Like, if there's only a few people on the team and all this other stuff, who are the shareholders in all this? That's how you can tell something's not quite right. And like, how much have they shown? Stuff like that. Like, that could just be in an animated video. It's not even like a coded game. There's a lot of things involved with this kind of stuff, and they could meet their goal. They could not deliver. They could do all this other stuff, but only time will tell. Honestly, it just happened like 2 weeks or so ago. Now this guy is starting to piss me off. Okay, got a good start. guy is very small and short and round, but if he hollers, let him scream, he's sure to get around. Okay, just need to focus my energy beams all over the arrows on the screen, and hopefully we'll meet our mark. Okay, everything's going alright. He's gotta go super form sometime. Holy crap, will you just take a seat? Yeah, okay. Oh great, here we go. Just gotta time this boy out. Can he still go down in super mode? Yes he can. And now Zoidberg will go super mode. Fuck up! Ba-bomb! There we go. Everything is right in the world. Okay. This power of yours is genuine. You have passed. Let's give him a better voice.
I grant you permission to carry the special license. Really?
Wait, that was Liv. Whoops, I did it again.
What in the world? Only individuals taking the final test are allowed here.
Hehehe, I just couldn't stand around any longer. I tried to stop her, but she twisted my arm off. And we also tried to stop them, but they're little children and we didn't want to hurt them. These kids are fast. And I'm a ninja guy with goggles for some reason. Does the Kukuku pass?
Yes, I've given my approval. Now, if you just get the fuck out of the room. It's been a long time since I've seen such a skilled young commander. There are certain moments where I had to fight quite fiercely. I'm sorry.
The old guy farted. You didn't see that every day. Do you now? That just shows how impressive the battle was. Haha, I'm here too, and I have red hair. Congratulations on passing the final test. Now go over to Stark and ask him for your license. I was doing that before you all interrupted with your fucking nosy asses. God. Alright, give me the license, please. Oh, okay. You can't just hand it to me from over here. You gotta make me leave the register and come over there. Now, I shall grant you this special license. It's on the bottom screen, but it looks really fancy. It actually looks like an iPhone. This license is reserved for Robo commanders who have earned the trust of a police squad. I don't want to be a police officer, but I guess that's what this character does after the game is over. With this license, you can fight criminals in the streets. Oh boy. I thought it was a mental thing. Why do I need a license to now fight criminals? Whatever. Why we are, unless the badge itself gives you the mental strength to fight criminals without a Coliseum, whatever. Then maybe we'll make him help us out in our night patrol. Maybe you guys can shut up with your weird clothes. How about, yeah. Way to go! Way to go! Welcome to the club. Congratulations, but this means Cookup's going to be more danger. Okay, you know, if the Kickstarter, I think it actually took a while for them to say, for someone from the Kickstarter who warps it, to say that we were inspired by Cuphead, so we wanted to do this. They kind of just came out with it, if I recall, and then everyone was like, why are you ripping up Cuphead? And then later they had to say, guys, we were inspired by Cuphead. Like, that was their excuse. Because this, after Cuphead came out, there was plenty of like rip-off mobile games on like the Android store with like just, you know, model swaps and, you know, all those Mario rip-offs. It's like, imagine one of those Mario rip-offs on like the Android store, making a Kickstarter and being like, we were inspired by Mario and we're making our own Mario game, except we also use blocks and turtles and Goombas and all this other stuff, and you can jump and get flowers. It's like, what are you doing? It's like that. That's how I feel about it. I'm a big fan myself. I watch all of his movies, you know. He's so handsome. You know, Nicolas Cage is an unrealistic standard for men.